This is Francois Tennessee with Royal Realty Group, brokered by EXP. The market's really crazy these days. You're going to need someone you can trust to help you with buying, selling, and finding investment properties. Feel free to give me a call, 214-704-4749, and also follow us on all social media platforms at Royal Realty Group TX. Now enjoy the show with Cuff and Mo.
First of all, nice to meet you. Your husband and I have some conversations we need to have, but we started talking before we hit the record button. You told me about some type of boat party, which we're going to get into, but just cliff notes of it all. Like, tell me about this boat party you guys are going to throw.
I am ecstatic about the boat party. This is the second year for us. It is an all-white smoke and sail en blanc cigar boat ride. It is not just a party, it's an experience.
Love it.
We are going to have an awesome time. It's September 2nd from 8 to 11 p.m. We do a pre-board experience at 7 p.m. and we sail promptly at 8.
Love it.
I am really excited about this boat ride because it's all white and we look good in white. But it also brings together the cigar community on many different platforms to really just enjoy, the ambiance of Lake Grapevine. We take out the Tejas, which is a big luxury liner on the water. And we're so excited that Uncle Nearest is going to be our featured choice of liquor on the boat again this year. So we're really excited. You come out. Tickets are $75. That includes your swag bag, your food, your pre-board experience with your pre-board toast. And we just really, really have a great time, and we're curating an after-party experience as well. And all the information can be found on Eventbrite, Smoke and Sail en Blanc.
What up, visionaries? It's your boy Cuff with the TheVisionLab podcast alongside my co-host, Mr. Ryan Mosley. And we are absolutely excited today. I think this is going to be an experience for one. Mo, who we got on the show today?
Cuff, today's guest is a native of California. Another one of these transplants here in Texas now.
Go home.
She is the co-founder of S&N Cigars. Please welcome Nikia Smith to the TheVisionLab podcast.
Thank you, gentlemen, for having me.
What up? What up?
Glad to have you. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
So we got a lot to talk about, sis. From classy sticks, the boat party, everything. But, I got to give a shout out to my frat. What up, team? Really excited to have you on the show. Now, I think the first thing, since we're in West Jax here in Fort Worth.
Come on now.
And by the way, if you haven't had an opportunity to get out here, it's redone. Mo, we actually have a this is a special place for us.
Yes, it is.
So
this is the site of the very first recording.
Very first episode. So we're in season 10. It's crazy that things kind of come full circle. And BP is on his way to doing some massive things. So you guys stay tuned for that. But it's good to be back in the building.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. 1708 8th Avenue here in Fort Worth, West Jax. Beautiful, beautiful cigar lounge. Great selection, great staff. Shout out to Jay behind the bar.
What up, Jay?
We promise you will enjoy yourselves. We promise.
Absolutely.
So, you and I were talking, and actually this has been a year overdue. You know what I mean? We just couldn't get the scheduling right, but here we are, and we're grateful and humble for the opportunity. So when I look at you, Nikia, I see class, elegance, and just a strong, powerful, beautiful black woman. Now, how does that tie into cigars, and how did you marry or blend with the cigar world?
Wow, interesting enough, your frat introduced me to cigars. I was not a person that entertained any type of smoking in my life, in spite of me being from California, because there's always a stereotype.
There's that 420 out there, for sure.
And so, it was an opportunity for me to engage in conversation with him on a deeper level. It was a place of comfort for him. And so I began to lean into that, knowing that that was his world that he wanted to expose me to. And oddly enough, I started to enjoy it. So that's what introduced me to cigar smoking. And I have to give a shout out to my husband because he taught me the art of smoking cigars.
Okay.
Like most people, I started with a flavored mild stick, and I graduated to more full body cigars. So I like the Connecticut wrapper, but I am truly a fan of a more Maduro wrapper. And we've journeyed into some places, the Dominican, Cuba, in our love for cigars, but our love for each other too. So it's brought us closer together.
And that's actually a great segue into my next question. Obviously, we're going to get into S&N, but what is it like actually working with your life partner, your husband, and now being a business partner?
Well, it's been a journey and an experience, but a good one. I think we feel very blessed to have taken this together. And actually, the idea kind of was born on a visit to Chicago. He's from Chicago, South Side. And we were just driving, and I said, hey, this is what you like to do. How can we take it to the next level? And from there, we just began to research, have a lot of deeper conversations. I got more in tune to what cigar smoking was about, got more in tune to the types of cigars, because I didn't know. And so as I began to educate myself, I'm a really business-minded person anyway. I love the beauty of entrepreneurship, especially in the Black community. And so with that, we just took it to the next level. And we're still continuing to flourish and build, but that's part of the journey. And like I said, I couldn't be more blessed than to have that opportunity to take it with him.
So is this your first foray into like true entrepreneurship, or had you had other, run-ins or businesses that you've done before in the past?
Yeah, so when my first son was born, I have two boys, I needed some extra income, and so I started my own jewelry business.
Okay.
And
I see you're a fan of jewelry.
Yeah, I am definitely a fan of jewelry, accessories, all things girly girl. And so I did that for 7 years. So that was my first introduction to taking a leap of faith into the world of entrepreneurship.
So a lot of times, we have a ton of entrepreneurs on the show, and we're not saying that everybody has to be an entrepreneur, but I think that there's a lot of core cogs that from a mentality perspective, right? And obviously, this is the Vision Lab. And so what type of vision does one need to have to graduate to, a higher level and become the best version of themselves?
Excuse me. I think you have to have a passion behind whatever product or experience you want to bring to light. I think some people get involved in things because other people are doing it, and they quickly find out that that's just not their passion. Passion is going to keep you when the road gets hard and you feel like you want to give up. And so I would say, if anything, start with the mindset of having passion behind what you do.
Absolutely. I love it. I'm a big mindset guy, and Simon Sinek is kind of in that realm. Shout out to Simon Sinek. You know him?
Shout out to Simon,
Yeah.
Yes.
So he always talks about, when things get difficult, go back to your why. Okay?
Yes.
So, okay, what's your why?
My why in my personal life is my family, my children, being a great example to them. My why in terms of business is because it's needed. It's needed for someone to see a person like myself venture off into these spaces where sometimes the stereotype is that we can't exist or we can't make it and be successful. So that's my why.
As a woman, so there's multiple layers to this, right? Like, you're a black woman,
Yes.
business owner, entrepreneur. What challenges do you see or have you experienced that you can share with our visionaries that, hey, this is what's out here and this is what we're dealing with as a black woman?
Ooh, relative to the cigar community, I would say that women, we are making our mark in
Facts.
this community.
It's grown
True
leaps and
statement.
bounds.
True statement.
I think the statistic is like over the last 5 years, and don't quote me on this. I think it's like a 300% growth.
Oh yeah, yeah. The biggest thing for me is I found that we don't have to dim our light as women, the femininity of us, the class of us to exist in this community, and so that's another why for me.
Dispel misnomers.
Yes, absolutely. For a small period of time, your frat took a job in another state. And so we had started the cigar business, and he was like, I'm going to have to lean on you to keep this going because we were growing. And I said, I can do this. I can get out here and do this. But my thing was representing more than just myself. I wanted to represent women as a whole in this community because it was growing and flourishing, and not only black women, but women as a whole. So getting out here, networking, I'm a big fan of networking and connecting people to resources. I met plenty of people who had an interest in this, but as far as women, but never took the leap of faith because of the confidence. And so seeing someone as myself engage in cigars and in the cigar community gave them the confidence to say, I want to learn more. I want to lean in. I want to engage. A lot of them started out with flavor sticks and have graduated to
Full body.
full body.
The real deal.
They are, they're bringing it. So I'm really excited about that, and really excited because what people don't know, the networking power in the cigar community, I kind of relate that to what happens on a golf course.
That's good. That's good.
So I feel like it's a level playing field. I'm a diversity and inclusion practitioner
Okay.
by profession. So I always like to meet people where they are and get to know them. And I feel like the cigar community, lounges, going to cigar weekends and things of that nature gives us an opportunity to network, but it gives us a level playing field because we have a common interest.
I love the fact that you, like you said, you've taken this leap that you've, whatever, I'm sure you had, on the back end, like, okay, what about this, what about that? But just the fact that you took the step forward, and he and I have been doing the show for a long time now, and I almost feel like, there's, you can plan and plan and plan, and you can think about all different scenarios, but eventually, if you're going to make something happen, you got to take the first step. And I applaud you for taking the first step.
Thank you.
And I applaud you for sticking to it and not just bailing at the first sign of, adversity, if you will. And so I say all that to say, you set upon this journey, right? And obviously you're in the midst of it. But what are some of the signs that you've seen where it's like, you know what, Nikia, you're on to something. Keep going. Like you're on to something. Like you don't see like the entire light at the end of the tunnel, but like you can see the flickers in the distance. Like what's some of the signs you've seen where said, yeah, you're on the right track?
Well, I will tell you, when I first thought about starting a group, cigar group for women, those flickers started to flash. And I had been introduced to one of my sorority sisters who actually smoked cigars as well. And we just started talking, and she was able to help me evolve my confidence within the cigar community. And we'd meet up at different lounges and talk and laugh and engage with, other cigar smokers. And I said, it'd be awesome if women could get together. I see what happens clearly from my husband being an avid cigar smoker, what happens when men get together and smoke. What happens when women get together and smoke? So fast forward, during the pandemic, they had opened up Cigar International in Fort Worth. And so I was very, very excited. I don't live too far from that location. And organically, I just start meeting women up there. And I said, at some point, hey, what do y'all think? I've had this vision to start a women's cigar group. And we all have an affinity or are growing to have an affinity for cigars. And I think we can do this. And so that was a flicker for me that kind of elevated to a flame.
I'm so glad that we're talking about women in cigars. There's a woman in cigars that's in Lancaster, Texas, that has been down with us since day one.
Jump.
Yes.
And so I want to give a major shout out to EB. You guys check out this commercial.
Hey everyone, Edwina Brown here, owner operator of Blow and Smoke Cigar Lounge. We're located at 1604 North Interstate 35E in Lancaster, Texas. We would love for you to come see us. We stand on the 3 C's, which are cigars, our community, and our culture. Cigars, we have over 300 SKUs in our humidor and it's still growing. Come check it out, a massive humidor. We also love our culture here, which we're about customer service, as well as community, which is why we're excited to partner with the TheVisionLab podcast. So come check us out.
Shout out to Blow and Smoke Cigar Lounge. Big ups to EB.
We'll see you soon, EB.
Hey,
Yeah.
mad love to you guys. You guys make sure you go support them. Women in cigars, right? And you started alluding to it. So let's get into it, right?
Okay.
Classy Sticks.
Yes.
What is Classy Sticks?
Classy Sticks is a all-female, black female cigar society. In curating what this would look like, I felt it important not to call us a club or a social group. I felt it necessary to call us a society because we are a group of dynamic, phenomenal, amazing women from all walks of life, from the Midwest to the East Coast to the West
So this
Coast
is
to
this
the
is
South.
national.
It's not,
Okay.
but the group here in the DFW Metroplex is a culmination of different areas. We've all descended here in the DFW area, and so we bring our uniqueness of the cultures that we come from here, and that basically makes up our society.
So is it membership based?
It is membership
Okay.
based. We do have dues that we pay is $75 a quarter.
Okay.
We didn't start out that way, but we quickly realized that seed money is necessary.
Gotta have it.
And we are all business women in our own right, so we do see the value in ensuring that we have an opportunity to invest in our own society, and we do that through dues.
What's been the most
Thank you.
What's been the most rewarding part up to this point of putting this all together?
Oh, wow. I think the most rewarding part is it's a sisterhood. You know, I'm a part of, which I won't name specifically, but looks do tell. We are a sisterhood of women, and like I said, we all came from different walks of life, from different places. But there's some powerhouses in our group. We're all powerhouses, very confident women. Not everybody came in at the same level of knowledge with cigars, but that's the beauty of us. You know, it's kind of a myriad of different levels of experience in smoking cigars. So we lean on each other, we teach each other. We're really big about getting out in the community. And so when we decided to venture forward, I mentioned the society piece, and one of our tags is we do more than smoke. So while smoking, like I said, is the common thing that brought us together during the pandemic, it's the three pillars of what makes up our structure that keeps us afloat.
It's almost like you're reading my mind, because that's exactly where I was going to go. Is, you know, how is this different from just a cigar club, right? For women, right?
Yeah.
And you talked about your three pillars and that you're much more than that. So I'd like for you to share with our visionaries the depth in what you guys do.
Okay. So we have three pillars that design our structure within Classy Sticks. The first one being service. So one of our most proudest moments thus far to date is Taliba Wortham, who's been in the cigar community a while, and Michelle McElroy head up our service pillar. And they go out in the community, they vet different nonprofit organizations, they get the needs of those organizations, they bring it back to us and say, hey, this organization's in need of this. What we do is we collaborate. So another part of our pillar is social. So when we have a social event and you come to our social event, you can most definitely rest assured that we will be asking you to bring something or donate something towards a greater purpose that ties into our service pillar. For the one of the big events we did was the Mardi Gras event, and people are kind of still talking about it. We had a big Mardi Gras party. This was our second year doing it. Our first year was supporting Cigar Palace, and then the second year, this year in 2022, we went to Cigar International in the Colony and worked with Ken and his team over there. But we did Mardi Gras, which we were able to donate 89 new bras to a local nonprofit establishment. Shout out to the Main Place in Sharon in Las Colinas. So this particular organization is a cashless store, and they work with a lot of state agencies when women, children, and men need a help up in clothing themselves or providing just the basic resources that you and I take advantage of or appreciate every day.
I'm just curious on this particular note, how are you finding your constituents? Not constituents, but like those that you're going to serve, this company in Las Colinas. Like, how do you find them? How do you even know that they exist and that they have a need?
Actually, and that's a great question, because we happen to be supporting a sip and shop at a local wine bar in Las Colinas, and that is where they took, we women, we love our handbags. They were actually doing like a auction where you can bid on different handbags, and all that money was going to support the Main Place. So that's where we got introduced to the Main Place. And when we heard their story and what they're about and what they do to service the community, and not just in the urban community, they're pretty much servicing the whole DFW area. We couldn't help but get engaged. And so that's where that came to fruition. Another one of our pillars, the last one, I've talked about the service, the social. We have a society pillar as well. And the society pillar is really designed to help us bond as a society, get to know each other, network, lean on each other in various times. During the pandemic, it was a very rough time for a lot of people, including us as members. So having the opportunity to lean on each other in that society pillar really helped us flourish and really helped us kind of move forward and know that things aren't as bad as they may seem when you turn on the news or you're reading your news feeds on your phone. So
it's funny, we're both in the Greek world.
yes.
So these pillars, and I was like, oh, she's speaking his language.
Yeah, and that's, that is such an akin to that. You know what I mean? It's so likened to that. Now, as a mother, businesswoman, employee, wife, where do you fall on the Classy Sticks? Are you president?
Yes, I'm the premier.
So you're the premier.
Yes.
How do you balance? Because we learned a long time ago, it's never about juggling.
Yes.
Right? Or no, it's
never
never
about
balance.
balance. It's
How do you
juggle.
juggle all this? That's what I'm trying to say. How do you juggle all of this?
I think I juggle on it because my my circle is strong. You know, my mother lives here in the area, so she helps me out a lot. My boys are off in school. Shout out to Southern University in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm a proud Jaguar alum.
Oh, so
For
you got
those of you
grown
out
kids,
there.
so you're really good. So that's why, okay.
Yes.
It's a lot more flexible when you got grown adults.
It's a benefit when you get started early.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Of course, my husband is a strong support system, and we got married during the pandemic. So talk about shaky ground. Yeah.
Okay.
And so juggling is just something that is second nature to me. But I have to say, having a foundation of women such as Classy Sticks, lifting as we climb, all the things that we've been able to do, I cannot sit here and take credit for everything by myself. While it was my vision, you need a team to carry that out. So I'm very grateful for my team.
Absolutely.
This being the growth mindset show that it is.
Yes, sir.
I have
Yes,
to
sir.
ask. When I mention the word, or when I utter the word growth mindset, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Hold on. Before you answer that, this is how you know we've been vibing for too long.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have that specific question, but I was going to ask, what does growth mean to you?
It just felt like the right time.
Yeah, come on with it.
Amen.
Yeah. Well, I'm a spiritual person. And so growth mindset means that when I'm doing what I'm called to do and I am using my gift to lift as I climb to build others up, I don't have to worry about what's next, because he's already aligning me and touching me with the hem of the right people, such as yourselves. You know, like you said, we had this discussion when I met you just on a whim, you know, going to like a little cigar thing,
Yeah,
right?
Cigar Jungle. Shout out to Carlos and Cigar Jungle. That's the birth of the Vision Lab, but go ahead.
Yeah. So, and networking, and a growth mindset for me is also not being scared to open your mouth and
Closed
have
mouth
a
don't get fed.
conversation. Absolutely. Closed mouths don't get fed. And so I attribute a lot of my success in life and a lot of what I'm able to give to others is because I am not scared to open my mouth and have a conversation. I don't see borders and barriers and obstacles to sit down and talk to someone, because you never know what you're going to get. And so I experienced that today with you in talking and learning a little bit more about you. I love learning about people. I love connecting people to resources. So I just find that is my growth mindset.
Now, I'm going to double down on what he asked.
Okay.
How much have you grown over the last couple of years with getting married, Classy Sticks, and everything that you're juggling? How much have you personally grown?
A lot. Because you have to realize that there will be stumbles on your journey. There'll be life situations that happen, a lot of obstacles. And through that, when you kind of reflect on, why are these things happening to me? If not you, then who? And it makes you a stronger person. When you see how you can get to the other side of a situation, then you begin to say, you know what, I can do this, and I can keep growing. And growth is an ever evolving thing,
Absolutely.
Not being scared to learn from others, because like I said, I didn't really know anything about smoking cigars, but now try me. No, I'm just kidding. And giving credit to, like I said, the ladies in the cigar group, my husband, my mother, my children, my friends. The logo itself was designed by my best friend. And so that logo didn't even look like that when I first had the vision to start this cigar group. And she doesn't smoke cigars. And so when I shared with her my vision, shout out to Carmelita O'Neill, she said, send me what you came up with as far as your logo. So my first logo, I was like, I'm going to take it and just give it my vision, which was a big Afro lady smoking a cigar. And she's a marketing person, and she said, look at this from a long-term perspective, and look at this from being able to move and shake in different arenas, where not that you're not proud of who you are, but this has to transcend through color lines, through other things. And so with that, the logo was born.
I'm so glad that you said that. People are gonna watch this, right? And they're gonna say, "Oh, that's just a female African American society."
Yes.
Is this open? Like you're from, DIV, right? Or diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
So, is this for everyone or any female?
It's not. It's specifically carved out for African American females because there's a lot of things that go on in our world. And this gives us a place where we can truly be our transparent, authentic self. Hence the word classy. Sometimes there's a lot of stereotypes about how we show up, the way we wear our hair, the way we dress, because we tend to be very expressive in the way we present ourselves. And people misjudge us, our passion for the angry Black woman. And so this group allows us to show up as our authentic selves, and step into a space and really show people who we really are as Black women.
Be uninhibited and unapologetic.
Unapologetic. We will partner with anyone. Matter of fact, some of our service organizations that we partner with don't look like us, but the communities that they serve transcend across all color lines, all identities. And so we are open to supporting any and everyone.
But it's not just that. You're called to serve.
Absolutely.
The service is, you do the work of the service, not to serve a specific color.
Exactly.
So we serve. Doesn't matter.
That's right.
I love it.
That's
I love
right.
it.
Who has been, as you started along this journey, and obviously again you're right in the midst of it, who has been like your biggest I hate to use the word like influence, but that's the word that's in my head right now. Who's been like your biggest influence, or like your
North Star?
There you go. Who's your North Star? Great term. Or something you can lean on, or somebody that you can lean on when stuff gets a little bumpy from time to time.
Ooh, I would have to say my mother. I'm a mother's girl, and I love my mother, and I attribute a lot to who I am as a woman because of my mother, to the way I carry myself, how I show up in a room, the confidence that I have, my willingness to give more than myself to other people. So she's my North Star. And I would say trumping her would be my grandmother. May she rest in peace. But without her, I wouldn't have my mother. So I'm very grateful for that.
You're talking about lineage, mother, grandmother, that type of thing. And I thought about this earlier in the episode as you were talking. Is there an arm or maybe a future vision of Classy Sticks doing something with African American female youth? And
Yes.
it's a little touchy because we're talking cigars, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's so much service that's given, right? Teaching girls to be, women.
Right.
But do you guys have a vision of that at all?
I think we definitely do have a vision. In our group alone, we have mothers of daughters.
Sure.
And I think smoking cigars is something that many women, not necessarily men, but definitely women will turn the evil eye or look or turn their nose up.
Sure.
And that's why we tag ourselves with we do more than smoke, we keep it classy. Because if those women who looked at us and turned up their nose would see the work that we do, the service that's in our hearts, this would not even be a factor. We have more to give in the communities in which we do our service, but this has allowed us to break down barriers and stereotypes because we didn't, you gave the rough numbers of about 5 years ago and how we've grown, but even to look past that, women in a cigar lounge, you didn't see that,
For sure.
There's two Cuban sisters that have their own line. And I was introduced to them while Sean was living in Miami. And I was like, wow, that's so empowering. Under this hat, I have no hair. And I love my almost bald head because it's a sign of liberation for me. This is a sign of liberation for me to be able to exist in spaces where I might necessarily not have been seen or heard, and have really intellectual conversations with men about cigars. And so I'm really excited about that. And I'm excited on what's on the horizon for women in the cigar community, because I like to tell people we're busting down doors and breaking barriers, and we are certainly proud of it, and we're doing it in a very, very classy way.
I love it. I love it.
So, as everybody can see, we've got a brand new sponsor.
Yes.
Shout out to the folks at Sagamore Spirit.
Yes.
I could say a whole lot, but let's just kick it to the commercial, and you guys find out all about it.
Y'all check out Sagamore Spirit.
Shout out to Tim, the entire squad at Sagamore Spirit. I've got the double oak. Cuff's got the classic the classic blend, if you will.
Yep.
If you like a ride, this is where you want to be. We trust we stand behind it for a reason.
All right.
That's it. It is time to land the plane.
Yes.
All right.
We're gonna open up and have some fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to say we haven't had fun.
And we do this with every guest on the show. There are 5 seats at
Well,
a
hold
round
on.
table.
Before we do that,
Oh,
let me
you know what?
interject.
I'm wrong. You're right.
Let's do a shot or a toast.
You're correct.
What would you like? Would you like the double oak, or would you like the traditional or the original?
I'll take the traditional or the original.
You don't want to put that hair of the dog on it.
No. Definitely intriguing story behind it.
Yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
And we're not going to shoot this, okay?
Okay.
We're going to be grown and classy.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So
Health, wealth, and opportunity.
there it is.
That's right. Oh,
It's a Sagamore
okay.
shot.
I didn't hit the wood.
All right, so
Ooh.
September, we are literally about 3 weeks away.
Yes.
Okay. We talked about this at the very beginning of the show. We've got the boat party.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, what's the name of it?
Smoke and Sail in Blanc.
Smoke and Sail and Blanc.
That's all white.
Okay, it's an all white party.
No
so
cream now. Come in all white.
are you gonna turn me away if I wear some cream?
No, because you're not going to come in cream. You're going to come in white because
That's right.
that's what we do. We keep it classy.
So ready, so ready. So talk to us about the event.
Well, the event is going to take place September 2nd from 8 to 11 is when we sail. We have a pre-boarding experience with live entertainment. We want to create the ambiance from the time you hit the dock. So you can expect red carpet. You can expect photo shoot.
Wow.
Uncle Nearest is our featured whiskey for the event. Our ladies are going to be looking classy. And so if you know anything about the cigar community, you know that when women are there, we need men. So I would, encourage you men to get your white, not your cream. Come out and have a good time. You will sail on Lake Grapevine, not in a pontoon. It is definitely a luxury liner with the first floor being indoor, providing a really nice ambiance. But the party really kicks off on the second floor. We'll have DJ Jarvis, which is your frat brother, on the Wheels of Steels. We coin him as our Classy Sticks DJ because he comes to our parties and he really sets the tone. The women in the group were all 40 and up, but we really know how to have a classy, good time. So we encourage you to come out. The tickets are $75, but that's for the experience. And with that, you'll have swag bag, drinks. We'll have a cash bar on the boat, food, and a really good time. In addition to that, we have several sponsorships that are also featured on Eventbrite. So you will find the Smoke and Sell in Blanc featured on Eventbrite, and you can find out more about our sponsorship. So if you are a small business, medium or large business, we would love for you to step right on in and take advantage of this opportunity to brand who you are on this boat ride. It's 100-person maximum capacity. So when tickets are sold out, they're sold out. And mind you, last year, we definitely did sell out.
Amazing. So this is the second year for it, right?
Yes.
I can only imagine the hands that are involved. I mean, you are what's your title for Classy Sticks?
The premier.
The premier.
Yes.
Which basically is the president, right?
Mm-hmm.
How many people are involved to put on a major project like this?
A major project is definitely it. But we do a low lift, high impact event.
Okay.
So there's a lot of planning and pre-work that goes into it because, like I said, it's an all-white experience. So when you hit the dock, we want you to feel like you're going to get your $75 worth of experience from the time you hit the dock till the time we hit the dock coming back. But there are 15 ladies in our group, including myself. Like I said, all phenomenal, amazing women. We have carved out committees for the Smoke and Sell experience. And everyone knows their task, everyone knows their role, and everyone has the same growth mindset that we know what we have in this Smoke and Sell in Blanc is a gem, and we know what it does and what it provides to the cigar community. It really elevates the DFW Metroplex in terms of events that we do here. I know there's many of places that you could be, but we ask that you just come out and experience this.
Be one of 100.
That's right. Be one of 100, and tickets are selling. So,
yeah. So we get out. We get out. Is there a pre-party?
It's a pre-board experience.
pre-board.
So while
Okay.
you're at the dock, you will be greeted with music. I don't want to give away the surprises that we have in store for you, but you will not leave empty-handed. I'll put it that way.
So we we do the pre-boarding experience. We get on 8:00. We hit the water, and it's just a party up top on the second deck.
It's a party on both decks.
Okay.
We had a lot of people. Shout out to their Kansas City crew. We had a lot of people from Kansas City come down and support the boat ride last year. We have a couple ladies in our group that are from Kansas City, and if you know Kansas City folks, they are proud.
Yeah.
Some people felt more comfortable being in the enclosed part of the boat on the first floor, and we made sure that their experience was nonetheless of those on the second floor.
Can we smoke?
You can smoke. It is a cigar boat ride, and I'm telling you, I need you to fire up your cigars, and I need you to have a good time. If you come to sit down, save your money, because we literally party from the time we sail off. We do a sail off toast, and that's what kicks off the party.
And September 2nd, which is a Saturday.
It's a Friday.
It's a Friday.
Yes.
Okay, it's a Friday. Where can people go get their tickets? What's the website link?
They can get their tickets on eventbrite.com under Smoke and Sale in Blanc.
Beautiful.
Gotcha. So, first of all, thank you for making this happen. Like I said, it's been a year in the works.
Yes.
We appreciate you making the time for us to sit down with us. Shout out to the folks here at West Jax here in Fort Worth, 1708 8th Avenue.
Absolutely.
And I know they have a special place in your heart.
Yes, they do. So I want to give credit to West Jax. First introduced to West Jax by one of our very own society members. And it was during the Black History Month. And so this year.
Okay.
And we decided, since we heard that West Jax was here, it's an all Black owned cigar lounge. A few of us were doing some community service in the Fort Worth area. And so we just curated kind of an impromptu, let's go put on our, Black History Month shirts, come out to West Jax and support them. So that was our first exposure to West Jax. And like I said, we have that society pillar. So sometimes we just want to get together and love on each other. And that was a great opportunity for us to do so. then most recently for Juneteenth, we had a Juneteenth event up here where we dressed in our African regalia and really just enjoyed the ambiance of, again, West Jax. Invited the community out to join us, and we had a great time.
I'm going to say this, we've been here plenty of times, right? Before, when it was the boardroom. The ambiance, the elegance that's here.
It is beautiful.
It's
in
beautiful.
here.
Yes,
It's dope.
it is.
We haven't had a chance to be out here in 2022, I don't think.
Correct.
And so Mo texted me on the way out here. Was like, yo, this place is beautiful. So if you are in Fort Worth, please make sure you patronize West Jax. It is an absolutely amazing lounge, fantastic bar, good stock of cigars, and the service, second to none.
Absolutely. I hands down, the service is phenomenal.
Absolutely. So let's have a little bit of fun.
Okay.
You good with that?
Sure.
All right. So if you were a book, what would be the title of your book?
Ooh.
I say fun, but a lot of times I think we just challenge people to think.
It's all the same.
Yeah. Maybe that is fun, right?
Yeah,
there you
it's
go.
all the same.
The title of my book would be There Are No Limits.
I like it.
I like it.
And the reason why, I don't know if is it okay for me to answer that?
Oh, there's no right
Okay.
or wrong answer.
Yeah. We want to hear. The people want to know.
I feel like there are no limits because from a spiritual sense, I feel like abundance is something that we all can take advantage of. So there shouldn't be any limits. Who I am, who I represent, the ideas that I have, that are glorified and edified with the work that I do or the service that I give or what's in my heart to give to others. I think if people tap into that, they will find gratification in knowing that there are no limits. You can do and be anything and go anywhere. With the world of entrepreneurship now, especially the movement during the pandemic,
Sure.
the Great Resignation, people are really tapping into other streams of revenue, other opportunities, or finding a greater purpose for what they do, right? And really tapping into their passion. So my book would be called There Are No Limits.
I love it. I love it. I think we would be remiss if we didn't give you the opportunity to drop your personal social media handles, Classy Sticks handles, for any man that wants to follow you, any female that wants to join Classy Sticks,
Any cigar smoker.
any cigar smoker. Like,
Yes.
how can folks get a hold of you?
They can reach out to us on Facebook. We're at Classy Sticks Women's Cigar Society. I encourage you to follow us there. And then on IG, we are simply Classy Sticks, and that's classy and sticks spelled with 2 X's, STIXX.
Gotcha. So, reverse things, right?
Okay.
Is you at a round table,
Uh-oh.
and there are 5 other seats. You get to have whoever you want at the table, except for God or whatever religious entity that you believe in.
Okay.
Outside of that, dead or alive, who do you want at your table?
Ooh, that's a good question. So 4 seats, because fifth person would be me.
5.
No, it's 5.
You plus
5.
5 more. It's a round table.
I definitely want my husband because
You better say that.
no, I'm serious because he puts up with me, so he deserves to have a seat at the table. I would want to actually give those seats, at least 3 more of those seats, to entrepreneurs, Black-owned businesses that want to come to the table and have a conversation to learn more about how to tap into this very wealthy community. And then the last seat I probably would give to, for the wisdom aspect, I probably would give to my mother. Just because she is the type of person that can be in any room and light it up. So she would definitely make those people feel comfortable and be a source of encouragement for them along the way.
Last question.
Hold up. I got one.
Oh, go
I got
ahead.
one.
Go ahead.
Since we're talking women, right? Cannot name your mother
Okay.
and not Oprah Winfrey.
Okay.
Okay? Those are rules or stipulations. Who is the largest or biggest female influence on you?
Largest, biggest female influence on me probably would be my best friend, because she is the opposite of me. So we are evenly yoked. I think that's why we've been best friends for so long. She understands me. She understands my heart. But at times when I can get inside myself and want to stay there, she's the one person that I could say could bring me out of that. And really just open up and say, look at it from this perspective. And so I'd have to give her credit for that. And one thing I would have to say about her, I can come up with some really eclectic, crazy ideas. And I can tell you that everyone that I have picked up the phone, sometimes it's riding to work in the morning. We talk most days going to work in the morning, or late at night when something hits me and I'll say, hey, I want to do this. And she's like, okay, all right, we can do it. Yeah. And she encourages me. So I would have to give a shout out to her and say that she would be the one female. I know people probably name like celebrities and, Maya Angelou, who is...
So I took it off the table. It's
right.
too easy.
Yeah. Everybody gonna go.
So, right. But I would have to go to someone that is my ride or die, and have to give credit to her. Even when times get rough, like you mentioned with Sean and I having our own cigar line, I think we were trying to figure out Instagram. We were big Facebook people, and she had came down to visit for my son's graduation, and Sean had asked her, hey, teach me about this Instagram thing. And she's like, okay, let me tell you, because she's a marketing person. She's like, let me tell you what you need to do here. And so anything that myself, my kids, my husband, my family, my friends, all my friends know her. Classy Sticks knows her. She is just a breath of inspiration. So I would have to definitely lean on that.
All right. So I ask this question on every episode.
Mm-hmm.
What's the long-term vision? And I'm going to leave an ellipsis right there.
Okay.
Because I'm going to let you answer it with either Nikia or Classy Sticks. So what's the long-term vision for...
I would say the long-term vision for Classy Sticks is I see a need for women to have a safe space. Like I said earlier, to be their authentic selves, but also what we represent as women, other women want to see. So long-term vision is continue to grow Classy Sticks, continue to strengthen our pillars, continue to show up in the community, and do what we do. I love, I mean, the work and the labor that we as women in Classy Sticks put behind our events is because we want you to leave wanting to come to the next event. So we put in a labor of love. But it's a beautiful thing to watch people in this community having a great time. Understanding the networking power, the revenue that these lovely things bring to this community. Sometimes we just want to just kind of relax, let our hair down, and just have a good time. So
good luck with that for you.
Oh, thank you. So we continue to do that. Shout out to Blowing Smoke. We still owe you an opportunity to do something. She has a very beautiful facility. We try to lift something off the ground and work with her. And I can remember our first meeting with Edwina, and I told her about who we are. Shanita Highshaw and Taliba Wortham, we sat down with her to kind of do a tour of her establishment. And once I told her she had heard about us, but getting a deeper understanding of who we were and why we existed, she was 100% behind us.
That's it.
Smoking Jacket, Roz, reached out to me this week, and she's like, hey, I see you. I've heard about you. I just want you to know I support what you're doing. And with that kind of love from women, there are no boundaries. So y'all men better watch out. We are here to take over.
Hey, I think the men, and I'm not gonna speak for all men, but I think that we welcome you with open arms.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, the more the merrier. Let's get down. Let's groove. Let's have our spirits.
Yes.
Let's smoke our sticks. Let's have phenomenal conversation.
Absolutely.
All right. So, in case you didn't know,
Mm-hmm.
the Vision Lab has a magical time machine.
Okay.
Okay. What advice would Nikia be giving herself from 5 years ago? So you're 5 years younger, and you're looking back on that version of yourself. What
Mhm.
advice are you giving yourself?
To start what I'm doing now 5 years ago.
Okay.
Like I said, there are no limits, but sometimes things in life happen. And I'm saying this because I want to inspire other people.
Amen.
When you get the itch, you may not have the playbook spelled out, but I think that you need to jump on that. And I think that you need to understand that everything that you're anticipating that you need to know will definitely come. Because when you take a leap of faith and you do something, trust me, the stars will align, the resources will come, people will stand behind you, they will encourage you, you'll connect with amazing people that have amazing opportunities that they will catapult you in front of. So I would tell myself 5 years ago to not wait.
God rewards those that are faithful.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And faith is very important in everything that you do. Even with S&N Cigars, I think, as I told you, we were riding over the railroad tracks in Chicago when we start thinking about it. And I can tell you that we didn't know everything. We didn't, but we learn as we grow, and we've been introduced to some great people. We have a great family support system that constantly is telling us, hey, did you guys think about this? Did you think about that? Not only with S&N, but with Classy 6-2, we have some amazing women, some powerhouses in our group. And so we're constantly challenging ourselves to level up.
So that was an easy question.
Okay. Give me a hard one. I'm just kidding.
So now I'm going to make you 5 years older.
Okay.
What advice is the older version of Nikia telling herself today?
The advice the older version of myself would tell myself today is, do not let small things cloud your vision to push forward and move forward. There's going to be setbacks. There's going to be rough times. People are not always going to like you or like what you do. But if you believe in yourself and you believe in your vision, then that's what you need to lean on, because you will flourish in that space. And you do stuff with a kind heart and a courageous spirit.
Ooh.
You will show up in places that you never thought you would imagine.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah.
Amen.
Nikia, on behalf of the Vision Lab, I'm so glad and grateful that we got this in a year later.
Yes.
But timing is everything, right? Like,
Yes.
this was the time that we were supposed to do it.
Yeah.
I'm enriched. I'm in awe of what you guys are doing. I'm in awe of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Classy Sticks, S&N, Mother, like it's endless, right? I salute you. I
Thank
think
you.
are doing amazing things, and so on behalf of the Vision Lab, I just want to pat you on the back. You know what I mean? Like, I
Thank
think
you.
you're doing a great job.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Ryan Mosley. He is Ryan Cuffey. Thank you again to our guest, Nikia Smith. Thank you to the folks here at West Jax,
Yes.
1708 8th Avenue here in Fort Worth. Thank you to our new sponsor, Sagamore Spirit. Nikia, we appreciate the time. And
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys next week on another great episode of the Vision Lab podcast.
Mm.
Blessings.